One in every 4 deaths in the U.S. is caused by heart disease. And as prevalent as heart disease is, it's important to know if your own heart is healthy. So today I'm going to teach you several ways of checking the preliminary signs of heart disease. I want to discuss with you what vital signs are, how to check them, and what these signs can tell you about your own heart. So let's start by talking about what vital signs are. Vital signs are the measurements of your body's most basic functions. The main vital signs that are routinely measured are temperature, pulse rate, respiration rate, and your blood pressure. Today we are going to focus on pulse rate and blood pressure. So the pulse rate is the number of times your heart beats in 1 minute. The average adult pulse rate is between 60 and 100. So before taking your pulse, it is important that you sit still for 3 to 5 minutes in a relaxed state and that you breathe normally. Pulse rate can be affected by activity, stress, and anxiety. So to get an accurate reading of your pulse, it is also important that you take it multiple times at different times a day, multiple days. So to take your pulse, you're going to take your index finger and your middle finger, and you're going to place them over your opposite wrist, applying firm pressure until you feel a beat. Once you feel a beat, it's nice to have a clock, and you're going to count how many times you feel that pulse beat for 20 seconds. So if I started it now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's important that you count how many times your wrist is beating, not the seconds on the clock. And I'm going to do this for 20 seconds. So that was about 16 times. So after adding that up, you're just going to do 20 times 3, and that will give you your pulse rate. Like I said, though, I've been moving around, so mine's going to be a little bit higher. So you can also count for an entire minute on the clock if you don't want to do the math. That's an easier way to do it. Your blood pressure refers to the pressure in your arteries when the left ventricle of your heart contracts and relaxes. So it's pumping your blood through, and then every time that it contracts and pushes the blood out, that's going to be the top number of your blood pressure. It's called systole. When that relaxes, it's called diastole, and it's going to be a lower pressure. So the ideal blood pressure for an American adult is 120/70. So the blood pressure is a little bit more difficult. Today I'm taking it by an aneroid monitor, so it's a manual way to take it. They also have these that are electronic. So Taryn, can you come help me? Oh. So what you're going to do, for whoever is taking your blood pressure, you're going to have them sit and relax their arm on a table. And I'm going to take this cuff, and it tells you exactly how to do it. Typically, if you're not trained to take blood pressure, you would just get an aneroid monitor. You can also take your blood pressure at like a Walmart. They have machines. So she's going to slip her arm in here and rest her elbow on the table. And then I'm using the stethoscope portion of this aneroid monitor to listen for her heartbeat. What I'm going to do is I'll pump up the blood pressure cuff. And this one's by hand. So when I say pump it up, I mean the cuff is going to get tied on her arm. And I have a little meter right here that tells me how much pressure is in the cuff. And I'm going to pump it until that cuff says about 200. And then I'm going to slowly release the pressure and watch. And I'll get a little sound and a little pulse from the monitor. So I start hearing sound at about 150, and then I'm going to watch that until it starts going down. And I stopped hearing noise a little over 80, so her blood pressure is a little bit high right now, but with all things, it's nice to take multiple readings. High blood pressure typically is measured as anything that's higher than 120/80, and this can be a sign of hypertension. Thank you. Low blood pressure is very rare, but can be caused by hypothermia and things that are making your body very cold, which causes your blood to slow down. We've gone over a lot of information today, so let's recap. So we've talked about what vital signs are, how to check them, and what effects they have on your heart. Hopefully you will use these techniques as reference for maintaining a healthy heart. If you do feel that your vital signs are out of the ordinary, please consult a licensed physician. These tests should not be used as anything more than general guidelines, and they do not qualify you to give medical advice. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.